Are you superstitious at all?
Yes, I am a don't sit your purse on the ground because you'll never have any money type superstitious. I am a don't split the pole type superstitious.
Step on a crack, you'll break your mother's back superstitious.
I used to try and do that all the time. Her back never broke. So
tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Time for our Culture Maker segment, Mike. Nike Terminator Highs.
That's a phenomenal shoe right there. I love the tiger print. On the outside right there, the blue hits off well. It's just perfectly designed, man. I love the slim and husky. You almost don't want to wear it.
Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning in to HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify.
We're going to start with Rookie of the Year odds.
For my number 3,
I'd be surprised if we don't have the same 3, just maybe in different order.
I don't know. We might be a little different. I went with Asar Thompson because we had Jaden Ivey last year and the commercial showed a million times on TV last year. So I had to have a Piston in my top 3.
Wow.
Detroit Pistons are going to be so good this year.
Thank you. IMHO with Lang Whitaker and me, Kelsey Wright Johnson, on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Our top 3 teams in the Southeastern Conference. CJ, your top 3 in the SEC.
UGA and Bama. And then I was really, really impressed by what Tennessee was able to do against Texas A&M. So I'll put Tennessee 3rd. I'm a sucker for a good tater-toter. You know I like tater-toters, and Tennessee toasted tater.
The Odds Couple with Rob Fischer, Lang Whitaker, John Roser, and CJ Hurt live Thursdays at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
City Media Studios at FedEx Forum. It's the Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South, on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Gary Parrish.
All right. I'm here. My name is Gary Parrish. I'm speaking to you from the Built Ford Tough Studio, FedEx Forum, downtown Memphis. Bennett Doy over there producing the program. Glad he's with me. Glad you're with me. Hope you're getting through the day best you can. And I hope you're ready for the NBA Cup because it's here. The first ever in-season tournament in the NBA gets underway tonight, Big Bet Bennett.
Ready.
If you're confused by it, I'll try to make you less confused by it momentarily. First, though, quickly, let me set today's schedule for you. When I finish the Open, going to be joined live from Portland by the great Rob Fischer. You'll see him on the sideline tonight. Grizz Blazers at the Moda Center. He'll help us get ready for tonight's game. Rob Fischer going to be here in about 20 minutes. When I finish talking to Rob, take a break, come back, do 5 more things you need to know, at which point we're going to discuss 5 previously undiscussed stories. Among them, Penny Hardaway's Tigers beat Lemoyne Owen 104-63 last night inside FedEx Forum. So that's it for exhibitions. Next up, Monday season opener, Jackson State. We'll talk Tiger basketball in about 40 minutes. Ryan Silverfield's Tigers back inside Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium tomorrow. USF is the opponent. We'll get into Tiger football in just a bit. The Steelers beat the Titans last night. Bennett, 20-16, Thursday night football. But rookie quarterback Will Levis, he didn't throw any touchdowns, but he got nice reviews from the Prime Video crew after the game. They seem to like him. Yeah. We'll get Bennett's thoughts in just a bit. Victor Wembanyama got a season-high 38 points. Last night's 132-121 victory over Phoenix. 2 straight for San Antonio over the Suns. And Wemby's the first player to post at least 85 points, 35 rebounds, 10 blocks in his first 5 NBA games since Shaquille O'Neal in 1992. Awesome stuff from the 19-year-old rookie. We'll talk Wemby a little later on in the show, and it's now official. Bennett, you were right. 2023 World Series, least watched and recorded television history.
Yikes.
On average, the World Series had fewer people watching than the championship game of the women's NCAA tournament. That's a first.
Yeah.
I'll give you more numbers during a segment we call 5 More Things You Need to Know. Then we'll eventually do GP's Carryout and call it a day, but not until after we preview tonight's brand new Dateline NBC.
Man.
It's a 2-hour special.
Things feel right in the world.
We're going above the border tonight, Bennett. Can I take you to Canada?
We're going to Canada?
We're going to Canada. Limo driver.
They murder people in Canada?
With machetes, apparently.
What?
With machetes.
I thought everybody was nice there.
Not this one guy. Not this one guy at the very
Damn.
least. He got a machete. Is that how you would do it? Hey,
No, I think you're just one-handed.
one-handed?
Machete's one-handed.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
This
One-handed hack.
This fella got it done, though. It is a hell of a story.
All right.
We'll preview it during GP's carryout. So we got a lot to get to, clearly.
Yeah, of course.
But I did want to start with the Memphis Grizzlies because Game 6 of the 82-game schedule for the regular season is tonight in Portland. 6 times a charm. You know what they always say?
Is that what they say?
6 times a charm.
God, I hope so.
Grizz Blazers, Moda Center, 9 o'clock, Bally Sports Southeast. It's the first ever NBA Cup game in franchise history. Group stage starts tonight. Big Bet Bennett, are you ready for the NBA Cup? Do you understand the NBA Cup? Do you even know what's happening?
I have a basic understanding. I would be lying if I said I really know what's going on.
It's a new thing. People are
But
confused.
as far as do I care about the NBA Cup, I care about getting our first win of this season.
Got to care about something.
That's what I care. NBA Cup be damned. I care about the first win of the season.
Can't we have both? Can we get the first win of the season and be on our way to a possible NBA Cup championship?
You know, we joke about it. Could you imagine the change in perspective as they just went out and won the NBA Cup? It would flip everything.
Flip the script.
It would flip everything. We'd have a parade. We'd have to have a parade.
Gotta have a parade.
Yeah.
To this point,
If we won an NBA Cup, the first ever, we would have to have a parade.
Hey, Bennett, in life, everybody's got to celebrate whatever they could celebrate,
Yeah,
right? Everybody's running their own race. So would they celebrate an NBA Cup in Denver after winning an NBA title in Denver? Maybe not.
Unlikely.
But that's Denver's race. We're running our own race down here. We win an NBA Cup. Give me a parade. If you're wondering why this exists, why do we have an NBA Cup? Mm-hmm. Fair question.
Yep.
It appears to be because the NBA wants to chip away at the notion. There's a notion that nobody cares about the NBA until Christmas. While also creating a product that can eventually be sold as an independent property. The idea here is they're going to say, hey, here's this new thing, and it matters, if only because we say it matters. And then once we convince people that it matters, we're going to get somebody, a television partner, to pay for it. And they'll pay a lot because it's something that matters. Will it work? I don't know. But that's the idea behind this in-season tournament that starts tonight. Create regular season games that theoretically matter more, and then create a television property that can be sold independently to a television partner. So what we have is the NBA Cup, 30 teams, 6 groups in group stage, 5 teams in each group. You follow me here?
I'm following.
5 times 6, what is it?
25. 30.
You gotta stop.
I'm kidding. Come on.
I'm starting to think you can't do multiplication. That's like the second one you've missed.
I was joking, dude.
You didn't look like you were joking. You looked.
6 times 5 is 30. You want to do multiplication tables right now?
Yeah.
Hit me.
9 times 6.
54.
And Kyra had to put it in your ear.
She did. I mean, you're going pretty high. I know, basic multiplication.
You think 9 times 6, I took it too far.
I think you took
9 times 6 is like, hey, what are you doing? You think I'm Einstein over here?
What's 9 times 7? 63?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know my multiplication. All right, leave me alone, bro.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you want one more?
Sure.
12 times 13.
13. That'd be, God, that's a hard one. I mean, because you got to carry over on that one. I need a piece of paper to do that. All right, dude. Great. I suck at math.
8 times.
7.
Go ahead.
56. Yeah, 8 times 7 is 56. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
All right. 30 teams.
Yep.
5 teams in each group. We have 6 groups. 5 times 6 is 30.
Mm-hmm.
The Grizzlies are in Group A of the Western Conference. The Grizzlies group is the Grizzlies, the Suns, the Lakers, the Jazz, and the Blazers. You think that's a tough group?
It's pretty tough.
You got LeBron in there. You got KD in there.
Yeah, it's tough.
A lot of stuff going on there.
Jazz just beat our ass. Like,
Jazz just beat our ass. The Blazers should stink. We'll get to them in a minute.
Yeah.
Suns just lost 2 in a row to the Spurs. And, the Lakers got LeBron James and Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
It's a reasonable group.
Right.
So the Grizzlies going to play the Blazers tonight. First game of this NBA Cup. Next Friday, here's the schedule if you're trying to keep track. Next Friday, it'll be the Jazz inside FedEx Forum. Revenge game. For what happened?
I hope so.
For what happened at the Delta Center earlier this week.
I hope so.
November 14th, that's when they'll play the Lakers in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And then November 24th, bring the Suns to FedEx Forum.
It's a big game.
That'll be your final game of group stage. 4 games, 2 on the road, 2 at home. If the Grizzlies win their group or have a top 2 record among the non-group winners, they'll advance to the knockout rounds. And the knockout rounds are going to start on December 4th and December 5th. We'll have 8 teams advancing to the knockout rounds. And these 8 teams will be seeded 1 through 8.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll play each other. 1 versus 8, 2 versus, you get the point.
Yep.
The higher seeded team will host the game. The winners will advance to the semifinals, which will be held in Las Vegas December 7th at T-Mobile Arena. The winners of that will advance to the finals. That'll be played December 9th, T-Mobile Arena. And the winner of that will be your first ever NBA Cup champion. Do you have NBA Cup fever now?
Yeah. I'm in. I actually, I'll be honest, respect the NBA for doing this and trying it because it clearly works in soccer. Like, it's something that they do. We talk, how many times we talk about the Dan Lamar Hunt Trophy this year?
Yeah, but some of what they do in soccer brings different leagues into a tournament, whereas this is still confined. It is nothing but NBA teams. To make it more closely resemble the soccer in-season tournaments, you would need maybe, hey, we're going to bring the best European teams and put them in this tournament and play it out like that. But yes, these things do work in other sports.
Okay, like soccer fans are used to this.
Sure.
They're used to different tournaments happening within their sport.
That's right.
With the teams that they follow.
Sure.
And so I think that the NBA probably tries to model itself the most out of soccer, right? How soccer does things, I would think, just because it's an international sport. Like the NBA wants to be an international sport.
Sure.
So, yeah, I think it's a good thing to try, and especially because people don't tend to care until Christmas. National now, like I think NBA markets do care no matter what, right? Like if you're an NBA market, you care throughout the entire season, but nationally, cities that don't have NBA teams, they probably don't care until around Christmas.
I think the NBA is similar to Major League Baseball in the sense that when the season starts, if you're a Grizzlies fan, you care about the Grizzlies. If you're a Nuggets fan, you care about the Nuggets. If you're a Suns fan, you care about the Suns. If you're a Blazers fan, you care about the Blazers. Just like if you're a Mets fan, you care about the Mets. A Cardinals fan, you care about the Cardinals.
Right.
But you don't really care about what else is happening because you don't really think it matters too much. And some of this starts with the way the players approach the regular season, which is among the reasons the league is now trying to encourage players to play more in the regular season. Think about the impact it has on fans when Devin Booker or Kawhi Leonard or anybody decides not to play because of, quote, load management. The implication is I'm not playing tonight even though I could. And among the reasons I'm not playing tonight even though I could is because, stuff doesn't matter that much. As long as we make the playoffs, we'll be fine. They're trying to eliminate that perception, if not reality, and this is an obvious attempt to do it. Also worth noting, players on the winning team are going to get a $500,000 bonus.
Yeah, great.
Head coaches will too.
I've gotten 500 text messages. about multiplication tables.
You know what? We're going to start working on that. We'll get some flashcards.
Yeah.
You want to get
That's
flashcards?
how I learned.
I
Yeah.
know. We should get some flashcards.
Sure.
We can order them on Amazon.
That works great.
And like in commercial breaks,
Yeah.
while we're watching the Kaleidoscope tour or whatever, I'll just hit you with a couple of flashcards. And we do that a few minutes a day, and we'll look up, and I think, by Christmas, you should be knocking this stuff out.
Sounds good.
By Christmas, you could be ready for fourth grade, no problem, if we work hard and stay focused. If we stay focused. Now, some of this is up to you. I can't learn them for you, but I can help you.
Okay.
I can work with you. I'll work with you, Bennett.
Great.
I'll work with you. $500,000.
That sounds good.
Head coaches, Woj reported this morning, also going to get $500,000. That money won't matter to everybody. Like if you make $60 million playing in the NBA, getting an extra $500,000 ain't that big of a deal. But like Kenneth Lofton, you know Kenneth Lofton, right?
I do know him.
He makes $1.7 million this season. $500,000 is like 30% of his salary. So think about this. If you make $100,000 and somebody dropped $30,000 on top of you, that would be meaningful money.
Yeah.
If you made $200,000 and somebody dropped $60,000, that'd be meaningful money, right?
Of course.
So this is meaningful money to some people. There is a financial incentive, even if it varies what it means from player to player. Regardless, the NBA Cup, I do agree with you, Bennett, is a secondary story tonight because the main story is the Grizzlies looking for their first victory of the season. 6 times a charm. That's what they say.
Is it?
6 times a charm.
Okay.
Was the first time a charm? No. Was the second time a charm?
Almost.
Oh, man, almost.
Man, could you imagine? Even if we were sitting at 1-4, if you got a win over the Nuggets, it's like, okay, they still beat the Nuggets. Like, they can turn this thing around.
We still be going, hey, yeah, they just got blown up by the Jazz. But remember, it was less
Remember when they beat the Nuggets a week ago?
It was just a week ago. They beat the Nuggets. Everybody relax.
Right. Damn it.
That's the way it works, I guess.
Yep.
That's the way it works, I guess. Second time was not a charm, but it was close. Third time, not a charm. Fourth, Fifth, not a charm.
No.
6 times a charm, though.
Good.
I believe it. Scoot Henderson out tonight for the Blazers.
Okay.
Right ankle sprain. Anthony Simons out. Right thumb ligament tear.
That's big.
So the Blazers going to be down 2 of the top 6 scorers. The Grizz are definitely without 4 rotation players. Again, possibly 5. John Morant, Steven Adams, Brandon Clark, Derrick Rose, all out. Santi Aldama upgraded to doubtful with a right ankle sprain.
Okay.
Upgraded.
It's encouraging.
We might see him, but technically it's considered doubtful. Still, Grizzlies favorite on the road tonight, -2. 29 teams already have a victory in the NBA. Only one does not. It's our Grizzlies. But tonight, the betting markets have made the Grizz 2-point favorites.
Dude, you really need to win tonight. You really need to win tonight.
Benny, you don't need to tell me.
No, because the thing is this team that you're playing, they don't want to win. They don't want to win games. I mean, the players want to win.
No,
right?
they're gonna put 5 guys on the court, and those 5 guys are gonna try. But the organization doesn't. The priority is not winning.
The Portland Trail Blazers organization wants another top 5 draft pick.
That's right.
That's what they want.
So let's give it to them.
Let's help them.
Help them.
We can do it twice. We can do it 2 games in a row. We can help them get in the top 5.
If you want to go from 0-5 to 2-5, the best way to do it is probably 2 games with the Blazers.
Yes. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't know if there's any team in the league I would rather play. Like if all things were equal and it was like you can play one team in the league to get a win tonight,
Grizzlies,
who would it be?
Grizzlies.
Yeah.
I'd want to play the Grizzlies.
Well, yes, but
I'm
I'm
being
saying from
honest.
the Grizzlies' perspective.
Oh yeah, probably the Blazers.
Probably the Blazers, right?
Right. So let's go do it.
Man, please, let's go do it.
Let's go do it. Rob Fischer is out in Portland. He's going to be on the sideline tonight, 9 o'clock inside the Moda Center. Grizz Blazers, Bally Sports Southeast. Rob Fischer joining us. Next, it's the Gary Parrish Show, Built for Tough Studio, presented by Ortho South.
Bull riding,
The perfect fusion of strength, skill, and pure willpower. Professional bull riders aren't just athletes. They're daredevils with cowboy souls. Come experience the true modern West, where 8 seconds of glory will create a lifetime of memories. It's the Pendleton Whiskey Velocity Tours PBR Memphis at FedEx Forum, Saturday, February 17th. Tickets available at PBR.com and Ticketmaster. Hold on tight. The ride of your life is about to begin.
I threw the party of the century. The people came over, no one else over. And it was all for you. It was all for you. It's time.
Live across North America, Adam Sandler.
It's going to be our kind of night,
Joking.
One more cartwheel and out.
Singing.
You guys want to get funky? Let's get funky together.
Funkin'.
I've been thinking about you. One zip. Oh, shit, man.
FedEx Forum, November 16th. The I Missed You Tour. Get tickets now at livenation.com.
Most anticipated rock holiday tradition returns. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert. December 14th, FedEx Forum. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. A legendary blend of rock, classical, and holiday music for the entire family. Don't miss Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert. The Ghosts of Christmas Eve.
Grizz Blazers tonight in Portland inside the Moda Center, 9 o'clock, Bally Sports Southeast. And when you turn it on, the man on the sideline is going to be the great Rob Fischer, who joins me now live from Portland at 8:20 a.m. local time. We got you up early this morning. I apologize, but I appreciate you.
Hey, Gary. Always a pleasure, man. Great to see you. I'm up. I'm used to getting up with my kids early in the morning anyway. So this is a little... 8:20 is kind of sleeping in, actually,
there you go.
For me. So not bad. Not bad.
Okay, good. Well, I feel better now. So let's start with the NBA Cup because that gets started tonight. Do you view this, to be honest, any differently tonight because it's a, quote, NBA Cup game?
I'm trying. I'm trying. This is different, man. I mean, we're not used to this. We're as American sports fans, we're not used to this in-season tournament stuff. And I'm trying to get fired up for it. I think what the NBA is doing with the different look on the courts and the different uniforms to try and make it feel different, I think was a good idea. I don't know. I mean, are coaches going to coach different for these games? I don't think so. It's going to take some getting used to, but I'm willing to give it a shot and embrace it, and we'll see how it goes. But anytime guys have something to play for, and they'll have money to play for, and a cup to play for. I think the competition will be there, and that'll bring out the competition, the chance to play in Las Vegas, the chance to win a championship, the chance to win money. All of those things I think will drive the players, at least when you get to that point. I don't know how driven the guys are going to be like tonight, right. Just in this first game of the Cup. But I'm embracing it, and I'm giving it a shot. It's hard for me to grasp, but I'm going to try.
I'm going to try my best as well. I even spent time last night learning the format, and I've got the whole thing down to the best of my ability. So I'm trying just like you.
Good.
The Grizzlies are 0-5. I'm sure you heard.
I heard.
Is it as simple as, hey, when you're missing 2 starters, 5 rotation players, anybody would be going through struggles like this, or is it more than that?
Well, I think that's a big part of it, obviously, but I think there is more to it than that. The more to it being, I don't think they have their chemistry yet with this team. You know, Lionel Hollins always used to say the hardest part about chemistry is actually that you have to rebuild it every year, and I think the Grizzlies with the new starters, especially Marcus Smart, they're still building the chemistry. I think this is something that's going to have to go on throughout the course of the season because, you know, you try and build it now, and then in 25 games, Ja comes back and you have to kind of rebuild it again. So this is something that's going to have to go on throughout the course of the season. But I think that's part of it as well. But really, it comes down to missing the 5 guys that you were missing. You know, I keep looking at box scores after each game and saying, well, the bench just wasn't there. The bench can't score. Well, hell, your bench is starting. I mean, that's the problem. So your bench is actually your the bench of the bench, and so yeah, they're struggling. And you know they didn't struggle the other night, but somebody needed to score in Utah. So that those numbers are a little skewed, but yeah, your depth is just so. It's just crushed right now, and hopefully getting a Bismack Biyombo tonight, and hopefully getting Santi back by Sunday, getting Luke back last night or 2 nights ago. Hopefully that will help this team, but it's a struggle right now, and you know not only is it the depth and the chemistry, but they just can't score. I mean, they've scored 110 one time this season, and that's just. In today's basketball, that's just not enough.
To your point, some of your starters are players who should be coming off the bench, and some of the guys who are coming off the bench are frankly guys who shouldn't be playing.
Right, exactly. That's exactly right. And you know, because everybody kind of moves up one when you have these guys that are out. So that's exactly right. I mean, you have 3 guys who are starting who technically you'd love to have on your bench, and that makes the bench just very thin. So it's been a thin start for the Grizzlies. It's hard right now, and they're going through this rough patch, and you know maybe it'll just take a win to kind of get out of it and get out of the funk and go forward. But they're desperate for this first win, and hopefully it comes tonight.
You have an interesting perspective because a lot of us watch the games, we read about the games, we study the data. We attend the press conferences or watch the press conferences. You're with these guys on planes, in hotels. You're around them. What's the vibe like? How are they holding up?
They're fine, and they really are. And I think it's a credit to the coaches and a credit to the players on this team that, you know, they're still very confident, and that hasn't wavered. And really, I think what's even more impressive is they're confident and it hasn't wavered within the game. You know, when they're dropping down by 10 or 15 points, it's still it's not one of those things where it's like, oh, here we go again, and then they just quit. They're fighting till the end. I think that has a lot to do with Coach Jenkins and his leadership. I think it has a lot to do with the leadership of the players that we have right now, that they're just not going to lay down and die. And so that's been good. I haven't noticed anything different about this team in their demeanor and how they're carrying themselves here during this 5-game losing streak to start the season. It's still a confident group. They're confident on the bench. They're confident when they get to the arena. It's nothing. I mean, Marcus Smart came walking down the bus the other day before the Utah game and giving everybody a high five and saying, tonight's the night, it's a big night tonight. And everybody was like, yeah, let's go do this. And it didn't happen. So right. We'll see what happens now on the bus tonight as they get ready. But no, that's been impressive about this team is there is no quit. And they've had the same sort of feel and that hasn't changed at all. So that's been very positive. There's no down with this group right now.
Luke Kennard went 0 of 5 in Game 1, then missed Games 2, 3, and 4 while in concussion protocol, came back for Game 5, 1 of 8 from three-point range. He's now shooting 7.7% on the season. I'm just going to ask you what some people have asked me. They say he did, finish last season sidelined with a shoulder injury. He didn't make shots in the preseason. He's not making shots in the regular season. Are these two things connected? I have consistently said, I don't think so. Nobody's told me that, but you're around it again more than I am. Does Luke Kennard's not great shooting percentage to start the season have anything to do with the way he ended last season with that shoulder injury?
I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't connect the two. I mean, he's an NBA player and he's a bucket getter. I mean, the guy's been a great shooter in his career. So it'll come back. It'll come around. I mean, he made his last one the other night and just looked to the heavens and did the thank you. It's about time. So hopefully that's the start of something for him. But it's just a matter of a couple of going in and. He just got off to a rough start this season, and then the concussion kind of sets you back for a second, and you kind of get out of rhythm. I wouldn't go back to the shoulder. I haven't seen any evidence to that being a problem. Normally when it's an injury like that might lead to something of poor shooting, you'll notice that the shot looks different, or he's got a little hitch, or there's something wrong with the shot delivery. Well, that's not the case. The problem right now with Luke Kennard is he's just missing. And that'll come around. He'll be fine. So I don't think again with this team, with everything that you talk about with the negatives and things that just aren't going right for this team right now, there is a confidence that those things will change and that those things will turn around. I think everybody's confident Luke's going to get it, and Luke will turn it around, and he'll start making shots, and he's going to be fine. I think everybody feels like, Jaren Jackson offensively. Well, he's fine. He's gotten it now. He had that one game where he made 1 or 2 shots and had 9 points and only shot the ball 9 times, and then he comes back out and he gets 20 and he shoots the ball 15 times. And it's just things that have happened with this team to start the season I think are correctable, and I think Luke Kennard is correctable. It's just a matter of him knocking down a couple of shots.
Wrapping up here with Rob Fischer. He'll be on the sideline tonight. Grizz Blazers Moda Center in Portland. It's 9 o'clock on Bally Sports Southeast. The Grizz enter 0-5. We all hope that changes to 1-5 tonight. If the Grizzlies beat the Blazers tonight in Portland, it'll be because fill in the blank.
I think it'll be it's just not an easy question because there are just so many things right now that have gone wrong with this team. It's like, well, heck, the other night you had Bane and Jaren both go for 30 and you lost the game. So I think tonight it would be I'll make it interesting. A good answer here. The good second quarter.
Okay.
The Grizzlies in the second quarter this season are being outscored by 9 points per game. It's worst in the league. And that pretty much means when their bench is coming in.
That's right.
That the Grizzlies are getting crushed. How about a Grizzlies win tonight? It means they had a good second quarter. And that'll mean that the bench is producing. They need some production from the bench. And hopefully adding Bismack Biyombo, adding Luke Kennard, adding Santi Aldama, possibly tonight, if not tonight on Sunday, hopefully that just makes your bench better, and that makes the second quarter better. And if the second quarter is better, then the Grizzlies win.
That is the great Rob Fischer. He'll be on the sideline tonight. Grizz Blazers at the Moda Center in Portland. You can watch him 9 o'clock tonight. It's on Bally Sports Southeast. Thanks for being here, buddy. Can't wait to see you when you get back in town.
Thanks, GP. Appreciate it, man. See you soon.
All right. Bye-bye. That's Rob Fischer, live from Portland in advance of tonight's Grizz Blazers NBA Cup showdown at the Moda Center. He's exactly right about that second quarter.
Yeah.
That is a direct reflection of a subpar bench because, as you know, if you watch the NBA, your starters, at least your most important players, typically start the second quarter on the bench. They exit a few minutes left in the first. They start the second quarter on the bench, and I don't think it's a coincidence that the Grizzlies are struggling in the second quarter. They're relying on bench players who, in an ideal world, wouldn't be on the court at all.
Yeah, it was interesting listening to y'all talk about Luke Kennard because I do think like that he's right. if Luke goes like 5 of 8 from 3 tonight in a win, that is something that you look at and go, okay, that's something that's easily correctable and that we should expect going forward is that guy coming off the bench, hitting shots, and improving this bench that's bad right now.
Well, you've got to get points from somewhere.
Yeah.
And where are you reliably getting them from?
He would be the guy right now.
Like Rob pointed out, the other night, Desmond Bain and Jaren Jackson combined for 40. That don't get you anywhere.
Right.
They've combined for 60. That doesn't get you where you need to go. They're still not scoring. And among the obvious reasons is because your best scorer is sidelined by a suspension.
Mm-hmm.
You're missing 4 other rotation players in most games this season. So your options are limited from as it pertains to people who can reliably at this level put the ball in the basket. And when your options are already limited, and one of the guys who should be doing it for you, at least through 2 games, isn't, it's a problem. But yes, that's a fixable problem. Nobody thinks Luke Kennard forgot how to shoot or can't shoot. Eventually, these shots that he's taking, they're going to start going in. And that'll be when things start to at least look marginally different. But if you're going to be down 5 rotation players and Luke Kennard's not going to make shots,
what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
Lose games.
That's what the first 5 games of this season have illustrated. Tonight's a new opportunity, Bennett. Can't change the past. Just got to look to the future.
Yeah.
The season starts now. What's the Grizzlies' record with Bismack Biyombo?
Do we get him tonight? He's there?
He is with the team.
He's with the team.
Yes.
We don't know if he'll play tonight.
It's unclear.
Yeah.
What's the record with Bismack Biyombo?
0-0.
Have the Grizzlies lost with Bismack Biyombo?
No, they're undefeated.
Undefeated?
Yep.
So you can keep talking about this 0-5 start. The Grizzlies are 0-5. Yeah, but that's all stuff pre-Bismack Biyombo.
Mm-hmm.
You want to waste your life talking about things that happened before Bismack Biyombo joined the franchise? Suit yourself.
Yeah, go for it.
Go for it. That's not how I'm going to spend my life.
That's not how I'm spending my life.
That's not how I'm spending my life. The season starts tonight, as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
Everything that happened before this, pre-Bismack.
Hoist the cup.
PB.
Hoist the cup.
PB. The way my calendar works, I got PB and AB.
Mm-hmm.
Pre-Bismack, after Bismack.
I will get a 2023 NBA Cup champions tattoo if we can go out and win it.
What's 6 times 9?
54.
You're getting better already.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting better already. You would really get an NBA Cup tattoo.
If we win it?
Yeah.
Sure.
Where?
On
your face.
Somewhere that I could hide. Somewhere that I could hide it. Maybe like the thigh.
In your thigh?
Yeah. Maybe like the thigh region.
A nice thigh tattoo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Somewhere that I could hide it.
Okay.
Just in case it like goes away. Like in case the NBA Cup doesn't like work out long term. Yeah. We'd always have the memory though. That's why. Yeah. You want the memory. Right?
All right. The stakes are higher now. Players get $500,000. Coach gets $500,000. Bennett gets a tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Paid for by the organization. Okay.
Can you expense that? I bet you probably could. I bet you.
It's for the company.
It's for the company.
Yeah.
I bet you probably could.
I'd probably get away with it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
I bet you could.
Good.
Grizz Blazers tonight, 9 o'clock. It's the first step towards Bennett getting a thigh tattoo. Penny Hardaway's Tigers back in FedEx Forum last night. Beat Lemoyne Owens' brains in. So the exhibitions are behind us. Season starts on Monday. We'll talk Tiger basketball next. It's the Gary Parrish Show, built for a tough studio, presented by Ortho South.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
When I first started in radio, Jerry Lawler put me in the crossface chicken wing. The entire left side of my body went numb.
No.
And I was like, I couldn't even, I was paralyzed.
No.
And I was like, am I going to have to sue Jerry? He's like, you still think wrestling's fake? And I was like, ow, ow.
The Chris Vernon Show, presented by Caesars Sportsbook, live weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Time for our Culture Maker segment, Mike. Nike Terminator Highs.
That's a phenomenal shoe right there. I love the tiger print. On the outside right there, the blue hits off well. It's just perfectly designed, man. I love the slim and husky. You almost don't want to wear it.
Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning in to HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify.
You know when a melty Sonic grilled cheese sounds so good, but so does a juicy burger topped with savory bacon and creamy peppercorn ranch? But then again, so does perfectly crispy tots or fries. And you couldn't possibly choose because brain no work too good when tummy empty. Yeah, us too. Sonic Bacon Peppercorn Ranch Grilled Cheeseburger with tots or fries for just $3.99. Tax not included, add-ons cost extra. Limited time only at participating Sonic drive-ins.
Orthopedic injuries can be unpredictable, unforeseen, and unscheduled, and Ortho South understands this better than anyone. Since your injuries don't make appointments, you don't need to either. That's because Ortho South welcomes walk-ins during the weekdays, in the evenings, and even on Saturdays. So next time an unforeseen injury makes an unscheduled appearance in your life, visit orthosouth.org to find your nearest urgent care location. Just walk in, and Ortho South will take care of everything, especially you. Learn more at orthosouth.org. That's Ortho South. At orthosouth.org, I got 5 more things you need to know.
Number 1.
Penny Hardaway's Tigers beat Lemoyne-Owen last night, 104-63 inside FedEx Forum. It was a throttling, according to GoTigersGo.com. David Jones, the St. John's transfer, 17 points in 22 minutes.
Okay.
He's been encouraging, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's what everybody's been saying. It's so weird how this thing works now. Just the unfamiliarity that I have with this team.
If David Jones walked in here right now,
I would recognize David Jones. But I'm just saying, like, you have to get used to a new team every year now with college basketball. It's just it's so different, and so it's going to be fun seeing these guys their first game of the season.
2-0 in exhibitions, 2 blowouts over Lane College and Lemoyne-Owen, and now the season starts on Monday against Jackson State inside FedEx Forum, which means the season starts in 3 days, and we still have no idea if DeAndre Williams is going to be on the team. Mark Giannotto wrote about this earlier today, commercialappeal.com, and pointed out, I'd never really thought about it in these terms, but pointed out that the Tigers' best player, it might end up being David Jones, but I think most people assumed it would be Jordan Brown.
Yes.
Jordan Brown might try to go to a Final Four this season with DeAndre Williams. DeAndre Williams and Jordan Brown, the season starts in 3 days. They've never met because DeAndre Williams isn't here. Mm-hmm. He's in Houston working out.
Yeah.
Do you know how unusual it is to be 3 days before the start of a season and to be thinking that maybe we can win a conference championship and the best player on the team is somebody that most of my other team members of it haven't even met. That's where we're at.
Yeah, it is weird.
And I don't guess it matters much, or perhaps it doesn't matter much. It won't matter at all if DeAndre Williams is not cleared to play this season. But he could be in Memphis, and he's not. If I were advising him, hey, if you think there's a shot of getting eligible and you really want to help us win a conference championship, go to the NCAA tournament, you need to be here.
But is he allowed to?
Yes.
He's allowed to work out with them?
I think he would be allowed to. He's enrolled in school.
Yeah.
He would definitely be allowed to be around the team, and I believe he would.
Get that.
I believe he'd be allowed to be in the gym. Absolutely. That he's not. Penny doesn't seem to think it's a big deal, but I would prefer. If I thought there was even a realistic chance of DeAndre Williams playing for the Tigers this season, I would prefer him to be in Memphis right now, at least getting to know his teammates and be around them. As the Commercial Appeal has reported, his request for an extra year of eligibility has been denied twice already.
That's not good.
No, but they are still waiting on that final appeal, what has been described as a final appeal, to either be approved or denied. And that could happen in 30 seconds or in 3 weeks or in 3 months. You just don't know. You just don't know.
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm optimistic at all since it's been already denied twice. I do. Clearly, you want him on this team. I mean, it makes them. To me, I think they're a top 25 team with him.
They go from being just outside of the top 25 without him
Yeah.
to undeniably in the top 20 with him, at least in the computers, and I think with most humans as well.
I think the encouraging thing is a lot of these guys are producing in the exhibition games, and it appears that they've got chemistry already for a completely new group of guys. So I'm optimistic. The non-conference is going to be massive. Penny's already said that, but I'm optimistic. If they can get some of these quad one wins before conference play starts, I just don't see any reason why they're not going to completely own the AAC. I hate
Completely own? Do I have to remind you about the Florida Atlantic Owls? They went to the Final Four and brought back 5 starters.
Yeah, I got you. Split with them. You play them twice, right?
Sure.
Split with them.
I'll take a split right now.
Because here's what I would say. Split with them and then tell me where they're taking another loss.
Well, they just will.
I know they will. I know, but I'm saying you can't point that loss out.
According to KenPom, Memphis will be favored, to underline your point. Memphis will be favored based on current projections. According to KenPom, Memphis will be favored in every league game except for at Florida Atlantic on March 9th, the last regular season game that they play. In other words, if Memphis simply wins every league game it is favored to win, which it won't because almost nobody does that. But if they were to do it,
right,
they would go 17-1 in the league. I'd take 17-1 in the league.
I would definitely take that.
Season starts Monday against Jackson State. KenPom's got Memphis projected as an 83-64 winner there.
Got to get that one.
Got to get that
That'd be
one.
devastating.
If the Tigers start 0-5 too, I've had enough.
Yeah, that would be devastating.
Can't have the Grizzlies and the Tigers both starting 0-5.
No.
That's what the Grizzlies needed.
They needed Jackson State.
That's right.
That home opener.
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't know why you'd play the Pelicans.
Well, who scheduled this?
Who scheduled it? Who put together the Grizzlies schedule? I don't know why you'd schedule the Pelicans in your opener when you could have scheduled Jackson State. That's the biggest problem with
Or
the Grizzlies.
Rice.
Yeah, like the Grizzlies just didn't schedule.
They just didn't schedule right.
They didn't schedule right.
No.
Get you a game against Jackson State for crying out loud. And then on Friday, next Friday, a week from today, first big test of the season, Tigers at Missouri. KenPom right now projects it 77-76 Missouri Tigers.
Ooh, how about that?
Tight one.
That's fun. I like that.
The Tigers, the Memphis Tigers are ahead of the Missouri Tigers at KenPom. Memphis Tigers are 32. Missouri is 55.
Okay.
But based on the idea that the Memphis Tigers will be on the road, the Memphis Tigers would be slight underdogs to the Missouri Tigers. But it would basically be a coin flip situation.
That'd be fun.
Hey, this time next Friday, we'll be getting ready for the 1-0 Memphis Tigers against a Missouri Tigers team.
Who they got first?
Arkansas Pine Bluff.
They can handle that.
You would think so.
They can handle that.
So a week from today, it should be the 1-0 Memphis Tigers against the 1-0 Missouri Tigers. Oh, I can't wait for that.
It's a big one to start the season. Love it.
Number 2.
Ryan Silverville's Tigers, the football Tigers.
Yes.
Back inside Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium tomorrow. USF is in town.
Mm-hmm.
That's short for South Florida.
Mm-hmm.
4-4, 2-2 in the American. Tigers are 6-2, 3-1 in the American, and favored by 13 points tomorrow. Should be a nice day, Bennett. I know it's been a little chilly this week,
Yeah.
but it's supposed to be a nice day tomorrow.
It's going to get nicer. The Tigers should handle business here. I think it's worth pointing out.
Go ahead.
That South Florida did compete with Alabama for like 3/4 of football.
I remember that.
Yeah, but I think probably an anomaly, but it happened.
It did happen. It is something that happened, Bennett.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think we're looking like inside Simmons Bank tomorrow in terms of crowd? Because it feels like on one hand,
Yeah.
you're 6-2. It's a nice day. Where else would you rather be? On the other hand, I really do think, and I've thought this for a long time about Memphis football. Once basketball starts, unless the enthusiasm for it is already there, whatever enthusiasm was there, like starts to not disappear, but certainly like, how about this?
Yeah.
This is right now, the first time all week I have said the words Memphis USF.
Right. I think it helps that the Grizzlies aren't in town.
There you go.
I think it helps the Grizzlies aren't in town. I think it helps Tiger basketball's hadn't started their season yet.
Okay.
So you don't really have competition locally with the other big brands. So you've got that. I think they'll get a decent crowd. Again, it's the problem with the league, man. Like you got to get people excited about USF coming into town. That's hard to do. Typically, what we've seen when the crowds are great with Memphis football, it's when they have momentum. And technically, they do because they're coming off a win, but it was a win that was not very inspiring. Even Ryan Silverfield said they played bad in the second half of the game. So I think they'll get a decent crowd. But again, typically, what we've seen in the past is the good crowds come when you're coming off momentum.
It's going to be a big Saturday afternoon. Tigers USF, Crown Jewel.
Oh, yeah.
Tribal Chief.
Yeah, buddy.
Against that scumbag LA Knight.
We might go to the Tigers game because we're coming to the monster truck thing here tomorrow.
I love monster trucks.
It's Hot Wheels. I believe, the Hot Wheels monster trucks tomorrow here at FedEx Forum.
I love whatever it is.
I believe it's glow in the dark Hot Wheels monster trucks.
Buddy.
And it's at noon. By the way, if I may get on a tangent for a second.
Do your thing, 21.
Kid stuff such as monster trucks or, Disney on Ice, things like that. 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 p.m. start times are a beautiful thing.
I'll take it a step further.
Keep that.
I'll take it a step further.
Yep.
I'm about to take it a step further.
Yep.
Kids' birthday parties.
10 a.m.
Put them early. Let's knock them out.
Let's knock this out. Because once I'm up and have my coffee and stuff, I'm good. Like, I'm ready to go. Let's attack the day. But if I'm waiting around the house, then I start kind of dreading it a little bit.
I can't stand it. I can't
don't
stand
wanna do-
the worst day of my life every time is the day where my wife says, we have a birthday party to go to at 1. Come on, man. Why are we doing this right in the middle of the day? Like,
can we not do it at 10 a.m.?
Let's knock it out. Here's my rule on kids' birthday parties. I think we should all come to an agreement on this. You do them early and only one, like, for your guest, okay? So my guy's going to have a birthday party. We're going to invite your kids. Only one of you have to come. You or your wife. You don't have to both be tied up in this. I don't think you both have to be represented. One parent, and everybody else understands, the other parent's got other stuff to do. I don't think two parents should have to go to somebody else's kid's birthday party together. I think it's asking too much. I think it's asking too much.
I think it's asking too much.
And everybody should be, you can't then turn around and go, well, I can't believe Kara didn't even come to the birthday party. You can't do that. It's like, no, Bennett came. She was doing other things. That's enough. You can't be offended and you can't be bothered. Because here's the truth. I'm just telling you the truth. Nobody wants to come to your kid's birthday party. No adult. Nobody. And I know Noah don't wants to come to my kid's birthday party.
No.
I understand that. Like, I love you, kid. I don't want to come to the birthday party. All right? So I'll either take my kids and my wife can stay at home, or she could take them and I can stay at home, and that should be everybody understands. Would anybody vote against that?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Now, two parents can come if you're the like weirdos who really like enjoy kids' birthday parties. Come on, you can. You're both allowed to come. You're just not obligated to come.
Right.
You don't have to.
Yeah, so anyways, we're doing Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live down here tomorrow morning, and then maybe because I think Tigers 2 o'clock kickoff, right?
2 o'clock kickoff.
So we can hit up the monster trucks, and then on the way back,
hit up the game.
And
then maybe
get a pronto pup.
And then maybe if it lines up perfectly, by the time you get out of Simmons Bank,
I can just watch the replay of Crown Jewel.
Tribal Chief against LA Knight.
Well, when does that start?
I believe it starts at noon or 1.
I'll miss it.
Well, at least put your one up.
I'll miss it.
At least put your one up.
I'm not a Crown Jewel guy.
Oh, we've established that.
Crown Jewel is the worst pay-per-view of the year.
I bet this one will not be the worst one of the year. You ready for that? I bet it won't be the worst one of the year.
You think?
I just told you. Just told you what I think.
It just feels like a mail-it-in pay-per-view. Like
the Universal Champion's going to be there.
I understand. I'm not optimistic.
All right. Well, I am.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Number 3.
Steelers 20, Titans 16. That's your Thursday night football score. On one hand, your Titans lost, dropped to 3-5 on the season, 0-4 away from home. On the other hand, you did pick the Steelers yesterday, so that's a rare victory for you, Big Bet Bennett.
Very rare this day and age.
It's a rare victory for you.
Yeah, very rare.
Will Levis, 22 of 39, 0 touchdowns, 1 pick, sacked 4 times, 27 yards. But the Amazon Prime crew seemed impressed. He didn't. Tell me if you agree with this assessment.
Yep.
He missed a lot of throws. But he looked comfortable in the pocket, seemed competent. He looked the part.
Yes.
He wasn't perfect. But you as a Titans fan, could you watch that last night and go, I think we might have ourselves a quarterback?
Absolutely. And I don't care what version of the Pittsburgh Steelers you give me. If you're telling me that it's a rookie quarterback starting on the road against the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm always going to say that's a tough spot. That's a tough spot for a rookie quarterback. So that's why I picked the Steelers yesterday, because I just wasn't optimistic about that happening. But the big thing for me is he just looks better than Ryan. It's better on the eyes. It's just more fun to watch. The team is more fun to watch with him at quarterback. He's got a big arm. He looks poised in the pocket. He's not scared to throw it downfield. He did lose the game last night with an interception.
He threw it right to the wrong person.
Yeah, but again,
can't do that. You can't throw it to the wrong person like that.
I'm just so much more encouraged, and the thing that I'm the most scared about is that they're going to trot Ryan Tannehill back out there, because he's going to come back. I mean, he's just got a sprained ankle. He's going to come back. He's still on the team. They didn't trade him, and I'm so scared that that Vrabel's going to bring him back and say Ryan's our starter for the rest of the season. It would be a massive, massive mistake to do that.
The only reason they would do it is if the coaching staff believed we still have a chance to make the playoffs and he gives us the best opportunity to do that. Why would you object to that? Because you don't agree with that assessment.
I don't think they have a chance to make the playoffs.
Okay.
They're 3-5. Again, there's a lot of games left. They technically can get right back in playoff contention. I would just rather see this guy get a ton of reps and then come into next season ready to try to win a crappy division.
If you got to win a game tomorrow and both quarterbacks are healthy,
Yeah.
who gives you the better chance to win that game? Even if you believe it doesn't matter because you're not going to the playoffs anyway, who gives you the best? I don't know the answer. I'm asking you. Who gives the Titans the best chance to win a game tomorrow if both quarterbacks are healthy?
My opinion is Will Levis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the only reason they would play...
It's completely different watching this team with him at quarterback than it has with Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill is not a good NFL quarterback. We just have to... People have to come to terms with that. He is not a good NFL quarterback. He's a good backup quarterback in this league.
But what if the coaching staff disagrees with your assessment and says, listen, we respect Big Bennett, but we're here every day, and we think Ryan Tannehill gives us the best chance to win, and we're still trying to win. How do you object to that?
It's why that the front office has to save Mike Vrabel from himself. You have to tell him you can't play this guy.
Okay.
We want to see the rookie. We want to see what he's got.
Most fans do want to see the rookie.
Every fan.
Right.
Nobody wants to see Ryan Tannehill back out there. It is so brutal to watch. It is excruciating. I have hated watching this team this season until these last 2 games. Hated it.
Like, I enjoyed watching that game last night.
It was fun. It
was a fun game.
It was fun, and I told you after the first start, like, I don't care what happens the rest of the way. I'm just enjoying watching a better product on offense, and I want to see what this guy's got. They've got to play him the rest of the season. You cannot put Tannehill back out there. Just don't do it.
He looked comfortable in the pocket. That's what they kept saying.
That's what they kept saying. He jacked, too.
Big guy.
Man's jacked. He can take a hit.
Well, you don't get Gia Duddy without being jacked, you know.
He's not with Gia anymore.
You think she regrets that?
Hell yeah, she does.
She probably didn't think he'd be a starting quarterback this quickly.
She was like, this dude got drafted in the 2nd round. He is not for. I'm a 1st round only type of gal. She was wrong.
Gia Duddy.
Gia, you made a mistake.
Might have made a mistake. I bet she's going to be all right, though.
Because once King Henry's gone, and I don't know if he will be, I would love him to be a Titan for life.
Will Levis, Titan for life.
But the writing's kind of on the wall that he could be gone after next season. There might be a new king in Nashville.
Will Levis.
And she left the future king. She left the future king because he was a 2nd round pick.
We don't know why they broke up. And we don't know who broke up with whom.
I know it's because he was drafted in the 2nd round.
It looked like it.
That was the reason.
Writing was on the wall.
That was the reasoning.
It's tough. It's tough to, relationships are hard, Bennett.
They are.
Especially when one of you becomes a 2nd round pick, you know? You think you're in a relationship with somebody who's going to be a 1st round pick, then they become a 2nd round pick. Disappointing.
I'm encouraged, man. I'm encouraged. I want to see him play more games the rest of the season, and I hope that he is the quarterback of the future for the Titans.
All right. You heard it from Bennett right there. Boo Ryan Tannehill. Don't ever play again.
Number 4.
Victor Wembanyama was awesome last night. Boy, if you thought Will Levis was an impressive rookie, he ain't got nothing on this Wemby.
Dude, he's awesome.
Dude, what are we doing?
He is awesome.
He's 19 years old and already awesome.
It's really not fair.
15 of 26 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3, 38 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, and a steal in a 132-121 victory over the Phoenix Suns. And last night, he became the first player since Shaquille O'Neal in 1992 to score at least 85 points, grab at least 35 rebounds, and block at least 10 shots in his first 5 NBA games. The Spurs are 3-2. We thought we'd have to wait a minute maybe to see him become this thing everybody believes he's going to become. And obviously, he will get better, which is scary because he's already great.
It's really scary. I mean, this dude could be a future MVP.
Could be.
Likely. He's going to put up insane numbers.
Yeah, like if he's not a future MVP, something went wrong somewhere. To be doing this at 19, if he's not a future MVP, if he never wins an MVP award, something has gone terribly wrong.
Right.
He's fabulous. And the Spurs,
if you're the Spurs, it's kind of a weird spot because what do you want to do?
I think you want to be as awesome as you can be.
Yeah.
Be as go try to see if this 19-year-old can take you to playoffs.
That's right. I mean, he's the centerpiece, so you're going to need pieces around him. Like you're going to need better players around him than what he has right now. But they'll find a way to do that.
And also, like a point guard, they're not playing with a point guard.
Exactly.
Jeremy Sohan is their lead guard, and he played power forward at Baylor. When's the last time you heard about a college power forward playing point guard in the NBA? So they're running out some unusual lineup, but they are 3-2. Who are we to talk? We're sitting down here 0-5.
I know.
Who am I to question what's going on in San Antonio?
I know, man.
Anyway, Wemby, awesome last night. I was going to say living up to expectations, but I think at this point he's through 5 games, he's any reasonable expectations, he's exceeding them.
I think so.
Number 5.
It's official, Bennett. You got this one right. You might not know 6 times 5, but you got this one right. Lowest rated.
It's 30.
Lowest rated World Series in recorded television history.
Yeah.
We only averaged about 9.11 million viewers per game. If you take the average number of people that watched the 5 World Series games, it's 9.1 million. That is fewer people than watched the championship game of the 2020 Women's NCAA tournament. Now, in fairness, that women's NCAA, in fairness, this is like one of those things. I think even fans of women's college basketball would tell you this. These numbers are probably the byproduct of, from a World Series matchup, you could not have done worse. And from a national championship game in the women's tournament, you almost couldn't do better. It's LSU against Caitlin Clark.
Well, that's the thing, man.
And in baseball, you had the team with the 7th best record in Major League Baseball against the team with the 11th best record in Major League Baseball, and neither of them have national appeal.
To me,
so that's what you get.
It kind of does go back to Major League Baseball just doesn't do well promoting their stars because what's the difference? I knew a lot of those players on the in that national championship game. They were pumping them up. Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark.
Right.
They're pumping them up throughout that thing, and I would have never probably. I'm just being honest. I probably wouldn't have made that appointment viewing, but because I knew who the stars were in that game, in that women's national championship, it was I got to watch this. I've been hearing about them for weeks now.
Right. Well, Caitlin Clark was Angel Reese became a thing. Caitlin Clark was a thing. I just think it's hard for baseball because here's the thing. I'm a baseball fan.
Me too.
I watch baseball during the summer every night. I have never watched the Diamondbacks unless they're playing the Mets.
Right. Same. Unless they're playing the Orioles. Yeah.
That's most baseball fans. NFL fans watch the NFL. All right? You can be a fan of any team. If you're at home on Sunday morning at 8:30, do you know what you're going to have on? Chiefs Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
NFL fans watch the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
All of it.
Yes.
NBA fans, you do kind of watch the TNT games and the ESP games. And it's hey, the Suns and Spurs. I have watched Suns Spurs.
Yeah.
NBA fans kind of watch the league and follow the league. If you're a Grizzlies fan, you still know what's going on in Milwaukee. You might lose track of what's going on in Washington or, Utah, but you still largely know what's going on in the league. With baseball, I think most baseball fans follow their team, and they follow their team, they follow their division.
That's right.
But at any time in the season, you could go, hey, Bennett, you're an Orioles fan, right? Yeah. AL East, right? Yeah. Who's leading the National League West right now? And you'd go, is it I'm assuming the Dodgers, but I don't really know. Baseball fans follow their teams and their divisions and not much outside of that. Even when they put a big game in prime time on Fox or Sunday night baseball, Sunday night football, every football fan watches that game.
Right.
Sunday night baseball, you might watch it if it's, your favorite team. Mm-hmm. You might turn it on if there's nothing else on. But Sunday night football, everybody's watching that. Mm-hmm. Monday night football, everybody's watching it. Sunday night baseball, sometimes I feel like I'm the only one watching it.
Yeah.
So it's just different. It's just a different thing.
It's very different. It'll be interesting to see the difference between, now if they get 2 teams like that again, it's going to be more of the same. It'll just be interesting to see next season if they do get some bigger brands, if that number changes drastically.
That was the problem. The Rangers are actually a nice story. It's a big market. They spent money. It's not an accident that they ended up winning a World Series, even if very few people predicted it when the playoffs started. But the Diamondbacks, again, there's just no national appeal there whatsoever. People were largely just who is this and where do they come from and who is on their team.
Right.
There was a lot of that going on. And it just, It adds up. When you have two franchises that don't have real history and two franchises that don't have national appeal, and you don't have suddenly a Shohei Ohtani or an Aaron Judge, then this is what you get. A little more than 9 million people on average. And I did read some people who study television numbers say that another issue here is that game one was on a Friday night. Friday night is the least watched night of television in America.
Yeah, it's why if you go to like any of the network channels, it's crap. Yeah,
it's why Dateline is on every Friday night.
Well, that's quality. But.
Yeah, but those are easy to watch, and it's not like the thing that makes Dateline different. The reason you could throw Dateline on a Friday night is because you don't have to have watched last week's Dateline to enjoy this week's Dateline. It's just a standalone thing every week. You don't see many. Like if a show starts on a Friday and becomes a hit, they will move it off of Friday because you don't expect people to be settling down in front of their TVs on a Friday night because most people just do not do that. It's the day of the week where the fewest people watch television at night. It's why a lot of the late night shows don't even have Friday night shows. You know, they'll do a rerun on a Friday night. So what this person was explaining was when you start the World Series on Friday night, you're already you're off to a bad start. And then you had a game that was 10-0, so people flip off of that. It was just like everything that could go wrong went wrong.
It did, yeah.
But this person did suggest you should not start the World Series on a Friday night. Still, you ready for this? It beat every show not sports, every game. All 5 games were the highest rated thing on television that night, except for other sports things like, football. But it beat every other television show that was on television. So live baseball is still good for TV, but it was down this year and even lower than the championship game of the women's NCAA tournament. Better luck next year, right?
Better luck next year, guys.
Better luck next year, guys. Better luck next year. Be back with GP's Carryout. I got a Dateline preview.
Are you superstitious at all?
Yes. I am a don't sit your purse on the ground because you'll never have any money type superstitious. I am a don't split the pole type superstitious.
Step on a crack, you'll break your mother's back superstitious.
I used to try and do that all the time. Her back never broke. So
tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
When I first started in radio, Jerry Lawler put me in the crossface chicken wing. The entire left side of my body went numb. And I was like, I couldn't even, I was paralyzed. And I was like, am I going to have to sue Jerry? He's like, you still think wrestling's fake? And I was like, ow.
The Chris Vernon Show, presented by Caesars Sportsbook, live weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
We know there's only one team you want to watch, and Bally Sports is the place to get your Grizzlies. Experience the comebacks, the buzzer beaters, the can't-miss Memphis-made moments live. Bally Sports keeps the grind going before and after the game, too, with Pete, Brevin, Fish, and Chris on Grizzlies Live. Watch Grizzlies basketball all season long with Bally Sports and streaming on the Bally Sports app. Bally Sports, home of the only team you want to watch.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
It's more fun to be there live to see the Memphis Grizzlies hit the court all season long. From the electricity in FedEx Forum to the highlight reel plays, there's nothing quite like Grizzlies basketball. As the official marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies, Ticketmaster gets you in with a huge selection of seats. So get off the couch and into the stands while you still can. Score tickets today at Ticketmaster.com. That's Ticketmaster.com.
Welcome back to the Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South. We're inside the Built Ford Tough studio on Grind City Media. I want to offer congratulations to my wife, my lovely wife. Her store, Aiden and Ollie, turned 6 years old tomorrow.
Hey, how about
6 years
that?
old. 6 years old. I'm the husband of a person with a 6-year-old store. You never thought you'd see that, did you?
Hey, is someone with young kids? Some good shit in that store.
Oh, buddy, if you want a $60 t-shirt, we can sell one to you.
You want your kids dressed to the T's?
Oh.
Hit up Aiden and Ollie.
Big birthday celebration tomorrow at Aiden and Ollie. So we got Hot Wheels monster trucks, Crown Jewel, Tigers USF, and a birthday party at Aiden and Ollie.
Nice.
I'm gonna be there.
Congrats.
I'm gonna go celebrate the birthday. We'll be doing stuff there. So if you're in the area, stop on by and tell her you're proud of her, because we're proud of her. She's built a successful store out of nothing. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do, Big Bet Bennett.
No, they say brick and mortar's pretty hard to do these days.
That's what I tried to talk to her about before we launched this thing.
Yeah.
But she believed in herself, and she convinced me to believe in her. And now here we are.
Awesome.
Year 6. How about that? Let's do GP's Carryout.
It's time for GP's Carryout. One final segment filled with stuff to take with you. It's not everything you need to know, but it's most of it. What did we learn today?
A whole bunch of stuff, but I think the most important thing, 6 times 5 is 30.
Yep.
6 times 5 is 30.
You just can't be hitting me with like trivial type things, right? You know, it takes me a second. I gotta warm up.
To do 6 times 5?
I have to have 6 times 5 sips of coffee before I'm ready to do that kind of stuff.
Which one did you miss last week? 3 times? I think it was like 3 times 4.
12?
I mean, you got it.
Yeah.
You know, you got it, but you didn't have it last week. And so it's just not alarming, but noticeable that I have hit you with 2 very basic multiplication problems over the past couple of weeks. And you have missed both of them.
It takes me a second. All right. I need to warm up.
I feel like I could be under the influence of a lot of stuff, half asleep. And if you hit me with what 6 times 5, I'd be able to tell you it's 30. But you got to warm up.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Everybody can't be great at everything.
Exactly.
Right. You know, everybody can't be great at everything. So you're great at other things.
Am I?
What are you great at, you think?
Nothing.
If you be honest with yourself for a second, what is the thing you think you're best at?
I really don't know. I don't know.
Like if you said, no, I'm pretty good at that. What are you good at?
I had to think on it.
Like, do you have any skills and talents? Can you juggle?
I don't even know how I got here.
Well, I campaigned for you.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah. And I've never had a second doubts about it. What do you call it? Second thoughts about it?
Before you started asking me multiplication.
No, even then.
Even then.
You know what?
I don't need that for
No,
this show.
no, I don't need you. In
Yeah.
fact, it's almost better for the show that you don't know multiplication
Yeah.
tables. So that every once in a while when we're struggling,
Yeah.
I can just hit you with a pop quiz. You'll miss it. We'll all laugh.
Yeah.
We'll be right back on track.
Yeah.
It's actually helpful for the show for you to be terrible at multiplication. You got to be good at something. What does your wife think you're good at?
Oh, probably a lot of things.
It sounds like you want to say washing machine.
I think she appreciates the washing machine.
God!
Yeah. Maybe that's it.
The what?
No, I'm good at a lot of stuff, man. I don't like to boast about myself.
You might be great at the washing machine.
But yeah, if there's one thing I'm great at, it's probably that.
How do you get great at that?
Practice. Years of practice.
Years?
Yeah. Years of practice. Wow. Yep.
Good for you, man.
Thanks.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. Hey, I don't want to speak for you, but if you can only be good at one thing, that ain't the worst thing to be great at.
Exactly. That's what I've been telling myself all these years.
Look at you.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares what 6 times 5 is when you can washing machine at an elite level?
Yeah, when I sat down for like my job interview with the Grizzlies, and they said, "What are you good at? What are you good at?" I said, "Well, have you ever heard of the washing machine?"
And they sent you straight to HR. They said, "Buddy, you can't."
They said, "Don't
say
ever
that
Don't
again.
ever say that again."
And here you are saying it again. I think your wife actually told you, "Don't ever say that again."
Yes, she's probably texting me right now.
And now you're right there into the camera, bragging about your skills. Hey, good for you, man.
Thanks.
Good for you. That'll get you far in life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for you.
Thanks.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, God.
What's today's
That's
biggest
something
game?
I'm not good at.
Yeah.
Is pressing buttons.
It's tough, man.
Clearly.
It's tough. It doesn't look hard, but it is. You know, every once in a while you see something and it doesn't look hard, but like you try to do it and it is.
I want a different system.
You know, like
I'm using Roser's system. This is Roser's system that I'm using.
You know, like
and I don't like it. I want my own system.
You know, if all you did was sit around watching golf all day and you see golfers in bunkers and they just be getting out of these bunkers nonstop, you go, man, that must be easy. But then if I threw a ball in the bunker and handed you a club and said, Bennett, go get out of that, you'd realize very quickly, oh, this isn't as easy as it looks. Button pushing, same thing. It's like being in a bunker.
Yeah.
It's a lot like being in a bunker. Looks easy. And it is if you practice just a little. But it can be harder than it appears.
Mm-hmm. What's the biggest game tonight?
Oh, it's Grizz Blazers.
Of course
What is
it
the
is.
NBA Cup?
Of course it is.
The NBA Cup starts tonight, Bennett. What are you talking about?
Yep.
Well, it's the biggest game. NBA Cup, group stage. Game 1 tonight. Grizz Blazers Moda Center in Portland. Grizzlies enter 0-5, but that's PB. Pre-Bismack.
What's the Moda Center again? Yeah, let me guess. Moda. It sounds like some kind of like cell phone thing.
What is Moda? Moda Health? There's a lot of Modas out there. This is confusing. It's got Moda Health. It's a health insurance company.
That's a health insurance company. Okay.
If you work for the Blazers,
you probably got Moda.
You probably got Moda Health.
Okay.
Moda. Moda sounds like it could be a lot of stuff, doesn't it?
I was thinking cell phone technology.
Moda sounds like it could be anything. My little guy hit me with one of these yesterday. Tell me how you would address this with one of your kids.
Okay.
My little guy, we were driving to dinner. He said, Saturday's a fun day, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I said, generally speaking, Saturdays are fun days.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, but they named it Sadder. Like it's a sad day. Why would they name Saturday, which is supposed to be a fun day, sadder? Why would they make it sadder? Seems like it's sadder. It could be happier, but it's sadder. And I was like, buddy, I have never thought about that, not even once in my life.
My explanation would be sadder is S-A-D-D-E-R, and this is Saturn.
I know.
So it's not the same.
I know.
If anything, it's more like Saturn.
I know.
The
I just
planet.
kind of like that he was thinking about stuff like that.
Kids be thinking about the weirdest things.
Yeah. No, I liked it. I like when people think about weird stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I had never thought about it. Do you think Saturday is named improperly?
I think Sunday's kind of a sad day.
Why do you think Sunday's a sad day?
Because you get that feeling in your body like, the work week's coming. The Sunday scaries.
Only if you don't enjoy your job. I enjoy my job.
I enjoy my job too,
and I'm thankful to have it.
I haven't had the Sunday scaries since I started working here.
There you go.
I would say Sunday's sadder than Saturday, and Monday's sadder than both.
Yeah, but I'm not.
Saturday's fine.
I don't think any days are sad. I think every day is a joy.
Every day's a joy. It's a blessing to wake up
Every
morning.
Hey, every day you wake up is
That's what you're supposed to say.
Every day you wake up's a blessing. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Grizzlies Blazers Moda Center tonight. It's the
Please don't let that be sad.
It's the NBA Cup, 9:00, Valley Sports Southeast. The line's moving, Bennett.
I saw the lines moving. What do I got? What's my line?
Grizzlies minus 3.5. The total is 221.5. Your record is now 60, 60, and 3. You're negative 8 units. But you're on a 1-game winning streak. You know how you get to a 2-game winning streak?
Yeah.
You can't do it without getting the first one first. Tonight's the night you have an opportunity to extend it to 2 and cut your embarrassing number to negative 7.0.
I wish it would have stayed at -2. I don't like the movement.
We got line movement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't like
Scoot Henderson is out.
Yeah. -3.5 on the road.
Moda Center. Moda Health.
I mean, I think the Grizzlies are going to win. I do think the Grizzlies are going to get the first win of the season, because if they don't, it's pretty bad. I mean, it is bad if they can't win this one. Because if they can't win this one, where are you going to get a win? Where are you going to get a win?
Lane College.
They're not coming
If
through
they
those
lose
doors.
tonight, we are sending the plane to Lane College.
Yeah.
If they lose tonight, we're canceling the next game against Portland, flying back home, and we're getting Lane College back in here.
I'll take the Grizzlies.
-3.5. Team that just got blown out by the Jazz. A team that's 0-5.
The Jazz
going to win by 4
The
tonight.
Jazz had the greatest Finnish basketball player literally in the history of basketball.
That is true. That's true.
What does Portland have the best of?
They got
Where's DeAndre Ayton from? Bahamas?
Bahamas.
So they may have the best player of all time from the Bahamas.
Well,
the greatest player in the history of the Bahamas.
I don't think so.
That actually might not be true, is it?
Who
There's
is
probably a
the
better
greatest NBA player from the Bahamas? Famous players from the Bahamas. Let's see.
Is he on that list? Is he from the Bahamas?
He is.
But he's not number 1 all time.
Mm-mm.
Where's Dunk? It's not Tim. Tim Duncan's not from the Bahamas.
Mm-mm.
Where is Tim Duncan from?
Tim Duncan is from heaven.
Yeah. Okay, so the greatest player of all time from the Bahamas. Hall of Famer, I'm assuming?
Still playing right now.
Ooh, still playing right now.
Mm-hmm. Tim Duncan is from the U.S. Virgin Islands.
I was going to say that. I promise I was going to say that.
Oh, I bet
I
you
should
would.
have said it.
Yeah.
And then I would have looked smarter.
The guy who can't get 6 times 5 knows exactly where Tim Duncan's from. Tell it to somebody else, Bennett.
Who is from the Bahamas besides DeAndre Ayton that's in the league?
Buddy Hield.
Oh, okay. Is Buddy Hield better than? Yeah, he's better than
Yes.
DeAndre Ayton. He is.
Yes.
He's better.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So they really got nothing.
They got nothing. They got that donut shop and the second best Bohemian basketball player of all time. That's it.
That's it.
That's all they got.
You've got to win this game.
Got to win this game, or else
preferably by 4.
Or else get somebody airdrop me Andre Turner's number.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll go Grizzlies. I told you I'm going Grizzlies till they win.
Grizzlies -3.5. Big Bet Bennett says that's the play.
What are we watching on TV?
We got a brand new Dateline NBC 2-hour special. Starts at 8 o'clock.
Let's go.
It's a 2-hour special.
All right, let's get ready.
I'm going to take you. Hope you got your passport.
Mm-hmm.
Because we going.
I do have a passport.
Oh, you can't get to Peru without a passport.
You cannot.
Hope you got your passport. I'm going to take you above the border.
Okay.
We're going to Canada.
Surprised by this. I didn't think murders happened in Canada.
Neither. They don't talk about those.
Never.
Like
whenever bad things happen in the U.S., what does everybody say? I'm moving to Canada.
I'm moving to Canada.
Yeah, because nothing bad happens there.
Oh,
Apparently,
hey,
you're wrong.
Wait till you hear about this.
Okay.
You'll have to reconsider whether you want to go to Canada once you hear this one.
All right.
Some wild stuff going on in Canada.
Give it to me.
It's a 2-hour special. It starts at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
I'm going to preview it, and then we're going to spoil it.
Okay.
So that we don't have to actually watch it tonight, but we'll know everything that happens.
Okay.
All right? Whole country going to be sitting around going, man, I wonder what happens. And we're going to be like, we already know what happens. GP told us.
Okay.
All right? You ready?
Let's go. Yeah, I'm ready.
Bennett?
Yep, I'm ready. Let's go.
Bennett!
What? Oh, crap. Hang on.
You know, what are you good at?
Let's get our stuff going.
Let's revisit.
All right, let's go.
Let's revisit what you're good at.
Apparently nothing.
Is it having?
All right, I'm ready.
Is it having the screen on the right? On the correct HDMI?
I'm on the right screen. Let's go.
It's a 2-hour special. It starts at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Dwayne Demke was a limousine driver living in Canada, early 40s, bald guy, everybody's friend. Or so it seemed. But one night after work in May 2015, following a long evening of driving a bachelor party around, nobody could get in touch with Dwayne. This was strange because Dwayne was always quick to return a text or answer a call, but this time, nothing. Then, hours later, a car was reported on fire. Authorities responded. It was Dwayne's car, but Dwayne was not inside. Nobody was inside. The car was just empty and burning, but it was clear something awful had happened inside this vehicle. Lots of blood. Oh, lots of blood. And Dwayne was missing. This was obviously not a good sign. Among the last people to see Dwayne alive was Angel Shalafow, Dwayne's ex-girlfriend, but still close friend. The two had not been romantic for a while, but they remained tight and even went to dinner the night before Dwayne went missing. And this was prompted in part because Angel had just broken up with her boyfriend, Robert Maxwell. She needed somebody to talk to, and Dwayne always provided a kind ear. And so months passed, and everybody's worst fear was eventually realized. Dwayne's body was found, finally, in a wooded area. An autopsy confirmed he'd been murdered, slashed to death by a machete. And when police talked with Angel, she said she suspected her ex-boyfriend, Robert Maxwell, might have had something to do with it. Only problem, Robert Maxwell had been missing since 2012 for more than 3 years, and the pictures Angel had of her ex-boyfriend did not look like any picture police had of Robert Maxwell. Was this a case of mistaken identity or something much, much more sinister? That's tonight on Dateline.
I don't think you'd go international without Keith Morrison reporting.
The GOAT is back.
The GOAT is back.
Keith Morrison
Welcome
reports
back,
tonight. You're going to go to Canada for a
Welcome
machete murder. Keith Morrison going to have to work.
Wow.
There's a lot going on here.
Yeah, this one's interesting. I mean, because my first inclination.
Here's what Angel said. Angel said, hey, listen. Yeah. They go to Angel. They know, hey, he had dinner with, hey, we know he had dinner with Angel last night.
Yeah.
All right? Let's go see what Angel says. Angel says, yeah, we used to date. We're just friends. We stayed tight over the years.
Right.
So why'd you guys go to dinner? Well, I just broke it up with my boyfriend. Did your boyfriend know Dwayne? Oh, yes, they knew each other. How'd your boyfriend feel about Dwayne? Well, he didn't really like him because he felt like among the reasons we were breaking up, our relationship didn't work, is because Dwayne was too around all the time. Do you think your boyfriend could have hurt Dwayne? I wouldn't rule it out. What's your boyfriend's name? Robert Maxwell. Oh, great. Good. Well, let's go find Robert Maxwell. They go to try to find Robert Maxwell. They go, they're the only Robert Maxwell we can find that lines up. Been missing for 3 years. Let's go back to Angel. Go back to Angel. Show us a picture of your boyfriend. Oh, yeah, here. That's not Robert Maxwell. It's not the Robert Maxwell we know. So police find
Angel is a serial killer.
Nope.
No, it's not Angel.
But they did think that was possible.
Yeah, she killed Robert and then she killed Dwayne.
They thought maybe.
Yeah.
Right? Leave no stone unturned.
Right.
At the crime scene, they found a baseball cap next to a, what do you put over a machete?
A sheath.
A sheath. So they found a machete sheath and a baseball cap at the crime scene. Let's just stop here for a second. Can't leave your machete sheath at the crime scene, can you?
No.
That's amateur hour.
Of course.
Are you trying to get caught? So they find cap and a machete sheath at the crime scene. They run it. DNA hit on a guy named Jason Stedman.
Okay.
They get a picture of Jason Stedman, who's in the system. They take it to Angel. They say, Angel, do you know this man? You know what she said? Yeah, that's my ex-boyfriend, Robert Maxwell.
What?
That's not Robert Maxwell. That's Jason Stedman, who's been on the run from the United States, moved into Canada, and took over the identity of Robert Maxwell.
Yeah.
So he's been acting like he's Robert Maxwell. Then him and Angel break up. Dwayne and Angel are still tight. Dwayne's working a bachelor party till about 3 a.m.
Yep.
Goes back to where he always cleans out the car, and he's just cleaning out the car and wrapping up a night's work.
Yeah.
This old Jason, this fella been hiding in a dumpster with a machete, jumps out. However you do it. Murder.
Damn.
But they caught him because he left his hat in his sheath at the crime scene.
Tough way to go.
First degree murder charge, convicted, life in prison. But it's unclear if he killed Robert Maxwell. We don't know.
We don't know where Robert is.
Still to this day?
Can't figure it out. Of course he killed him.
You would think so.
Yeah.
Went to Canada, killed Robert Maxwell, assumed his
identity.
took his identity, started dating Angel, and then macheted Dwayne.
Jesus. It's a tough way to go.
At the sentencing, they asked him, this Jason Stedman, they said, do you have anything to say to the victim's family? You know what he said?
What?
I have nothing to say. Would you want to hear something from him if you were the victim's family or no?
I mean, I guess. I don't know what you need to hear. I mean,
how about I'm sorry I did what I did?
Come on.
You don't want to hear that?
No.
Doesn't matter to you?
No, because you're like, I don't care that you're sorry.
Right. He showed no remorse. Evil guy.
Evil dude. Death by machete. That sounds as bad as it gets.
It's up there, you know?
Yeah.
What do you think's as bad as it gets? It's the worst way to die. I'm going to go with burned alive.
Ooh, that sounds bad. Although, I think you die pretty quickly when that happens.
I hope so.
I always thought drowning. Yeah.
Be tough.
Yeah, that would be scary. Or sometimes you hear about people getting sucked up in like conveyor belts and stuff. That sounds pretty bad.
Might be quick.
Would it?
I hope.
That sounds bad.
You want a quick death, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very quick.
I'm hoping for one.
Yeah, I don't want to get sucked up into a conveyor belt.
Me neither.
That sounds awful.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And machete's right up there.
It's on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Dateline tonight, 2-hour special.
Cool.
Starts at 8 o'clock.
What's the best thing we've read?
I did a hot seat list heading into the 2023-24 college basketball season. 5 coaches who need good seasons to keep their jobs. On it, you'll find Washington's Mike Hopkins, UCF's Johnny Dawkins, Clemson's Brad Brownell, the main guy, Kenny Payne at Louisville. Just lost to a Division II team and probably on his way to another bad season. And if year 2 isn't dramatically better than year 1, and it probably won't be, Louisville will probably be making a coaching change at the end of the year. If you haven't seen that yet, it published yesterday after we got out of here. You can find it at cbssports.com.
What's on tap next week?
Oh, next week's going to be great.
Is it?
I don't know. I hope so.
I ain't trying to walk up in here 0-7, bro.
Can't come back 0-7. Just can't do that.
You cannot do that.
If you dropped 0-7,
the season's over.
No, Bennett. No. No.
No.
But it's not great.
Not ideal. Not ideal.
Hey, you ready for this? Come back on Monday. Come back. We'll be 2-5.
Honestly, that'd be amazing.
I'll take 2-5.
Of course.
Game tonight in Portland, win it. Sunday night in Portland, win it. 2-5, just like that. 2-5 and on a 2-game winning streak. All would be right in the world. So we have that to look forward to. Tiger season gets started. 2 games next week. Full weekend of the NFL, full weekend of college football. Ole Miss, the SIP. Texas A&M at home. It's a big weekend.
Big weekend.
We'll revisit it on Monday. Michael Eaves will join me in the first hour. Can't wait. Enjoy your weekend. I'm going to enjoy mine. We're going to meet back here Monday at 10. Till then, be careful. Be kind. Be good. Rep your hood.